Hi there, everybody, it's the whole universe, hope to this fine nourishment who brings value to more experience, and today we're gonna communicate with you about clustering algorithms. What are they? They are specific algorithms that group specific objects to some clusters. We have cluster number 1, cluster number 2, cluster number 3, cluster number 4, and etc. The example from the life. You are studying in the school and you have your acquaintances, you have your friends, you have your fellows, classmates, and etc. And everybody plays different games. And you can notice that some people are playing Genshin Impact, some of them Fortnite, some of them Among Us, and others. Actually, it is about games. About music will be Blink-182, they are listening, or My Chemical Romance, or Panic at the Disco, or Paramore, or Ludovico Einaudi, or Hans Zimmer, or Iruma, or Howard Shore, or David Arkenstone, or others. It is about music. Or for movies, they're watching Forrest Gump, or for example Titanic, or maybe something else. It is all about different types of interests, and we can kind of segment them to the specific clusters. Clusters are subsets actually of the main set. We have the main set of data set, and we then put them inside of the small data set, or maybe less than the whole data set. Okay, then let's go to our clustering algorithms. We have them differ. They are differ from each other, but actually they are k-means, k-means plus, k-means sharp, abas, k-means plus, dbscan, dbscan, cure, kurt, chameleon, clara, clarance, fast clarance, fast pm1, fast pm2, eager pm, dmv cj, dmv ssc, DMV, CVA, RCC, RCDR, CDR, SGD, DRC, affinity propagation, mini-batch k-means, spectral clustering, spatiotemporal clustering, STING, wave cluster, cobweb, and also we have fuzzy c-means, dpeaked, HOMM, COR, DRC, DEC, STING, as I said before, birch, optics, cure, kurt, and others. Actually, what are the difference between them? We have different approaches to the clustering. We have different types of metrics, we have different types of distances and similarity measures, such as Euclidean distance, squared Euclidean distance, Manhattan distance, Minkowski distance, Manhattan, as I said before, Chebyshev distance, and also we have Kullback-Leibler distance, and Kullback-Leibler divergence, this is another way to say it. Also we have cosine similarity coefficient, and etc. Mahalanobis distance, by the way. And we have different types of distances to measure the distance between two objects in terms of the length, width, height, depth, RGB, RGBH, cell, CL, switch, CMY, CYK model of colors. It is different types of measurements that we have. For example, we have RGB, red, green, blue, or 255 will be for the white color, or for 000 will be black color. For 127 will be the gray color. And we have different types of measurements between 1 point, for example, 255, and also 000. And also here is 127. And we have kind of differences between them. And we can measure the distance in this way or that way. And actually we can imagine that it is on the Cartesian coordinates for 3D, 3 dimensions, X, Y, Z. Here it is, for example, RGB. Yes, and it is the same thing. Also, we can use different types of dimensionality reduction algorithms during clustering: PCA, ICA, fast ICA, LDA, NMF, SVD, TSVD, TSNE, FA, EFA, Grand Prix, UMAP, Uniform Manifold Approximation and Projection, and others. And actually, clustering, it is when we connect some similar objects to each other. We have opportunity as K and N nearest neighbors, K nearest neighbors. We have algorithms and algorithm of K nearest neighbors, and also we have, for example, Euclidean distances. K and N works so that we have the specific kind of circle, and we have the radius to some dots and to everything that puts inside of it, and we have some data inside of it. I hope that you understand a bit about how K and N works. It is almost dbscan algorithm. It works with dbscan really nicely. And again, K nearest neighbors. So let's talk about it. We have the point that you want to assign, that you want to say that it is yellow or white, for example. And we have objects inside of this area, and they are objects of yellow and white color. And if there are more objects of white color, then this assigning object will be white too. If there are a lot of yellow color, then it will be the yellow color. Okay, and the same we can increase the radius and see in this kind of area, and bigger and bigger. It is dbScan actually. How it works actually, it was k nearest neighbors, but dbScan works almost the same way. It is all about points and all about density. How dense, imagine that you have points here, yes, and some of them there, yes. It is not the circular area, it is actually the specific shape of area, like a cucumber, and here a cucumber, yes, it's here. And for example, k nearest neighbors, they work another way. K means not k nearest neighbors, yes. And dbScan and k nearest neighbors, they are different, but dbScan it works by the using of k nearest neighbors. And about k-means, it is the specific algorithm that kind of assigning. First of all, you write the number of centers of clusters, centroids. Then they are assigning, and for example, three of them. Then we put some nearest data, and we assign them as the members of the cluster of the center of cluster clan number 2, for example, or number 1 or number 3. And then they are assigning. Then we reweight our centroids. They are changing a bit, and then again assigning again, reassigning, then reweighting, reassigning, reassigning, and then they are kind of already a convergence. Convergence is accomplished, convergence is achieved, and everything is fine. Already convergence, so everything is it is the centers of clusters, and also we have the specific members of these centers of clusters of these clusters. And about the k nearest neighbors, so what can we see in this algorithm? We write it first this way. Also we have reweighting technology, reweighting phase, reweighting also reassigning phase, and yes, it is and by the way, centers of clusters, what are they? Centers of clusters, it's what I wanted to say. Centers of clusters are specific objects that are described as, it is the point that has the minimum distance to minimum sum of the distances, minimum generalized sum of the distances between other points. For example, we have points here and we have dot here. It will be kind of nicely said that it will be our center of cluster, kind of, yes, maybe ish. And if it will be points, all points here, and center of cluster is here, it's not true actually. I think so. It's far away from truth. But if it will be this, it will be more precisely to the truth. It will be more precisely to the truth. And if it will be here, then maybe it will be the truth, and it will be the true center of cluster. And center of cluster, it is the point which is the point from this point should be the minimum sum, generalized sum of the distances to this point from another points. So it is about k nearest neighbors. K nearest neighbors works with precisely one belonging to the cluster, and fuzzy C means it is different a bit. Fuzzy C means works with fuzzy sets. Fuzzy sets means that they are kind of 0.68 that this object belongs to this cluster, 0.32 that this dot belongs to that cluster, or this point could belong to two clusters at the same time. For one 0.75 and for another 0.25. It will be for one cluster. For example, you are playing different games. You are playing CS:GO, or maybe you are playing Genshin Impact, or you are playing Fortnite, and you invest in CS:GO more time than in other games. Yes, for example, here you invest 0.8 of your time, here is 0.1, here is 0.1, it equals to each other, but here is 0.8, so you belong to this cluster more, and you can say that you belong into this more. It's the same as you are listening to the music. You are maybe the person who likes any kind of music, but you prefer pop punk the most, and you listen to Blink-182, My Chemical Romance, Paramore, My Chemical Romance, Paramore, and also Panic at the Disco and Avril Lavigne, for example, yes? And so, it is how fuzzy C-means works. And other things such as PAM, partition around midoids, it works not with centroids, but with midoids. Midoids, it is the specific data points that we have in our data. Centroids are the kind of the perfect centers, and midoids the data that we have in our dataset. So, thank you a lot for watching this video. Today we learned more about clustering algorithms. Leave in the comment section below what do you want to learn more, and in the next time we'll talk about it. See you next time. Improve Daily. Go forward. All depends only on you. See ya. Bye. You're a nice guy. Again.